Dying is, at the least, a bit scary for most of us. And more so, dying prematurely. Not getting to live to see our children or grandchildren realize their potential. Fear of serious injury or debilitation is also deeply felt by most people. Nobody wants to become a burden to those we love. Indeed, nobody wants to feel the pain of injury. Although these are entirely legitimate fears, and there are ways to learn to cope with these fears, that is not the topic of concern for this installment. Today we will be looking at much more pervasive, yet much more hidden, fears. In particular, the fear of feelings. As we grow up, our very personalities are forged, to an extent, by thoughts related to words like, "I never want to feel that way again." In fact, this very potent sentiment has led many over the edge. They would rather face death than live with some seemingly insurmountable feeling. Let's look at a couple of examples, where the feeling is the only terror. Most people are so afraid of public speaking, that they would prefer to face even a physical threat, than to face an audience. This sounds absurd. People are not generally afraid of speaking. We talk all the time. People are not really that afraid of crowds. We go to meetings, to rallies, to concerts, and we go to school. What we fear is not even the judgment of others per se. I mean, who truly cares what unexpressed thoughts some stranger might harbor about us? What we do fear is how that judgment would make me feel. In a separate installment, we shall discuss the extent to which another person is able to make us feel anything. The magic here is that, although these feelings are very real in that moment, as the boy who wet his pants on stage, when he forgot his lines found out, in reality, nothing actually happened to him. Well, almost nothing. Another great example of projected or imagined fear is when you do something new for the first time. It does not matter whether it is difficult or easy for other people to do the same thing. The difficulty of it is not the problem. Fear of failing, and possibly being judged a failure or a loser, leads us to worry. We are afraid of how we think we will feel when we fail to match up. It is truly a case of mismatched worlds, where we deny ourselves opportunities in the name of avoiding emotional pain. You watch your heart throb from afar, feeling helpless to approach them, because of how you might feel if they rejected you. You keep putting your novel, your masterpiece, back into that drawer, rather than showing it to somebody as a first step to getting it published. You say to yourself, "What about how I will feel if they reject me?" You put off requesting a raise, or a promotion at work, fearing a no. And how bad or foolish you'd feel if that rejection happened. However, the unspoken joke is on you here. Just ask yourself, in reality, what's the worst that could happen? And also, what is the best that could happen? Falling into a beautiful and rewarding relationship? Completing on the satisfaction of becoming a published author? Getting the job of your dreams? Are these not worth the risk? And what is that risk in reality? Feeling a fear that has no real-world repercussions? Go now. Say now. Do now. Fears, be damned.